Please like, subscribe, share, and support Mingjing and Diandian programs. Subscribe, forward, and support Mingjing and Diandian programs. But when he saw the note on the table, he trembled slightly. Ziu Dao Yu, I'm heading to Lingdan Fang for duty. Under the lid is the breakfast I bought for you. There are 50 spirit beads on the table. You can use them first. Tell me again when it's not enough. Wait until my skills improve. Naturally, one must enter the 3 major sects. However, this King Zhengian is just a loose cultivator. There is no enmity between us. There's no need to take his life. I just arrived in Yulin town yesterday, exhausted in body and mind, desperately wanting to find a male cultivator with a suitable spiritual root. He appeared before me so coincidentally. He is just an ordinary wandering cultivator. The 3 major sects still realize I am not dead. The trap that hasn't caught me yet. He gestured with his hand. Take out a black long robe from the storage bag. Quietly followed out after draping it over myself. At this moment, I am standing in front of Ling Dan Fang with a contemplative expression. This is where I serve. Every time I walked in here, I feel gloomy and see no hope. But today, my heart holds a little more detail about the future. These days have finally shown a glimmer of hope. Just stepped into Lingdan workshop. Wang Ping and Zhu Lai greeted them with cheerful smiles. They are my colleagues at Lingdan Fang. Just like me, born with ordinary talent and cultivation. So I can only work at Lingdan workshop. Wang Ping and Zhu Lai had seen it long ago. Working at Lingdan Fang, I just managed to make a living by doing some spiritual trials. After the monthly salary is paid, the two agreed to go to a red building to listen to music. Life is quite carefree. Kindayu, you really missed a big event yesterday. Wang Ping is happily holding the spirit elbow. I was filled with confusion. What a grand scene. Fangju created an ice clear list yesterday. That is a second great spiritual elixir. It can sell for 50 spirit stones in the market. I wonder if the Fang Master will give us another spiritual stone next month. Zhu Lai scoffed. What are you thinking about? Fang Zhu can only exchange a flying sword for himself. It's impossible to pay our family. What Deus Zhu said is absolutely right. Aha, Bang King Dan. I remained silent. The ice clear list is indeed a solitary elixir that can be deciphered, but it cannot cure the loneliness that I suffer from. Only the higher grade ice clear rejuvenation pill, only by completely eliminating the special isolation within me, and this 4th grade spirit pill, all are under the control of the 3 major sects, not circulating among the public at all. I have already seen hope offline. In recent days, I have been exercising more with Gyati, waiting for the breakthrough to the 3rd layer of Kai refinement, from an alchemist apprentice to a master alchemist. You can try to concoct the elixir yourself. When the Dan Master reaches the realm of the 4 realms, perhaps I can refine this ice-clear rejuvenation pill by myself. Hey, have you all heard? The demon gate has been eradicated. The Saint Lord and the Saint Lady are both dead. Zhu Lai chuckled. Wang Deyu, your news is outdated. Do you know how the demon gate Saint Lord and the Saintess died? How did he die? Zhu Lai looked around at the mysterious path. The Holy Master and Holy Maiden of the demon gate are besieged by the experts of the 3 major sects. The 2 great demons realized they were outmatched. Unexpectedly, they unleashed a shocking magical technique on the spot, decidedly stopped by the 3 major sect leaders. The 2 looked on as the situation slipped away. Shuang died tragically. Wang Ping listened, dumbfounded. But I heard that the Lord of the Demon Gate is also a woman. How to cultivate together? Zhu Lai is right. He cleared his throat and changed the subject. Speaking of which, the three major sects negotiated with the demon sect. I have seen the holy maiden of the demon gate, Xia Qinglian, from afar. Wang Ping immediately became interested. It is said that Xia Qinglian is beautiful and charming. Did you see clearly Dao Yuzu? Wan Daoyu's words are incorrect. Summer Qinglian is not just beautiful. That is simply breathtakingly beautiful. Especially that figure, tall and slender like a giant. Simply mesmerizing and unparalleled. Wan Ping's eyes widened in amazement. What a pity. Such a character just died like that. If I could spend a spring night with her. No regrets in this life. Zhu Lai chuckled softly. Wan Deu, that is the demoness of the evil sect, who has killed countless people. You have quite the physique. Even Xiaoqui from the Red Mansion can't hold back. Forget it. Su Deu, how can you falsely accuse someone without evidence? Xiaoqui praised me for my profound skills last night. They were discussing passionately. I stood calmly by, deep in thought. It is said that this witch is a being of ice and fire. Qiu Deu said last night that she suffered from fire poison in the demon gate. I wondered if there are any methods circulating to drive it away. Otherwise, every time it will be a battle of 30. How can I quickly improve my abilities? The sky gradually darkens. After I dispersed, I walked into an alley fort, thinking that women all love pickled water starch. Buy some for Qiu Deu to take back. She will definitely be very happy. It seems tonight will be another great battle. However, an inexplicable feeling lingered on my back. I hurriedly turned around. There is no one behind me in the darkness, but that icy chill firmly locked onto me. A realization struck my heart. The world of cultivation is never peaceful. Recently, there have been reports of cultivators going missing in Yunlin town. Hastily, he quickened his pace and hurried home. Wait for me to walk away. A petite figure in a black robe slowly appeared in the darkness. That round, charming face was adorned with a group. This person is wandering around. What do you really want to do? I never stopped along the way. When arriving at the front of the tiled house he rented, the flickering candlelight can be seen through the curtains. I feel an inexplicable warmth in my heart. This feeling of someone waiting for you to come home. I haven't felt this in a long time. As soon as I entered the room, I saw Qiuzhai, he sitting at the table. He slightly sat up, his words gentle. I cooked porridge. Have a bite. I suddenly lost my memory. I didn't expect him to be able to cook. Quickly walked over and sat down. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you. As soon as I held the lacquer bowl, it was being cooked. The porridge in the bowl is steaming hot. The house was painted pitch black. It seemed to carry a hint of a burnt smell. At this moment, Qiaji River appears indifferent. I see that you are lacking in strength. Added 8 days in the porridge. Yin Yang good. Suo Yankou. Deer antler. Chive seeds. Cinnamon. Gold. Seahorse. Tu-si zai. Nushin seed. I chuckled awkwardly and quickly interrupted him, still in shock. But then I heard him say, "It's just that the liquor is a bit overcooked. Hurry up and eat. The effect is better when it's hot." I looked down at the dark porridge. I thought this might not be just boiled liquor. In the end, it is the lady's heartfelt intention. Holding his nose, he finished the bowl of porridge. Qiu Daoniu, there is something I want to discuss with you. It's clear she married him due to some difficulties. We have no feelings for each other. If we want to rest together every day, he is mostly unwilling in his heart. Still need to have a good talk with him. Kindeu. Qiuzhai, he sat down by the bed. "Come a little closer and speak." I agreed and walked forward. Suddenly a powerful force struck. When I came to my senses, I have already lying down on the bed. "Kiu down, you. You." 30 breaths later, Kyuji turned over and lay down with his back to me. I watched the illusory words appear before me, just thinking about breaking through the realm. Suddenly I felt a weight on my body. The pair of cold, seductive eyes appeared before me again. "Kiu Dao, please wait." 30 breaths later, Kyuji turned away again and pulled the blanket over. "Jeng-yun." Breakthrough. Midnight. Qin Jeng-yun quietly got up, glancing over at the sleeping Kyuji, got out of bed, tiptoed into the kitchen, sit down on the ground, then shouted in my heart. In an instant, a surge of spiritual energy burst forth from the spiritual field, like a long snake swiftly slithering across the body. Qin Jeng-yun felt his meridians. "It feels like I'm about to be torn apart." He gritted his teeth and endured. Guard your heart and mind. Silent operation of the skill. The cultivation method practiced by Qin Jeng-yun is called the longevity technique. It is the continent where the most foundational cultivators practice fire techniques. You can buy a spirit stone on the street. This long life secret, there's nothing special about it. It allows the cultivator to absorb spiritual energy, gradually improve your cultivation. If one wants to duel with someone, then one needs to practice the martial arts techniques used for combat. For example, the ice and fire magic of the sacred maiden Xia Qinglian. This is the ultimate combat technique. It is said that during the late stage of Kai training, Xia Qinglian, you can challenge the support at a higher level. However, this technique, only the Saintess of Qinglian Gate is qualified to practice, even if it's a second-tier top-level cultivation technique. Most of it is controlled by the major sects, even if some lower-level combat techniques are circulating outside. But they are quite expensive. Qin Jeng-yun's total income all went towards living expenses and suppressing individuality. Absolutely can't afford it. Enduring the pain of meridian expansion. After running the longevity technique for a full cycle, Qin Jeng-yun opened his eyes. A galaxy appeared on her face. Open the personal attributes panel. Then, Qin Jeng-yun, life's path. "I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that." "I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that." Cultivation. Refining Kai level 3. "I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that." Skills. Dan Master Apprentice. "I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that." Spirit Root. Inferior Fire Elemental Root. "I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that." Inferior Ice Spiritual Root. "I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that." Remaining distributable cultivation points. 10 o'clock. He finally advanced to the third level of Kai refinement. The consciousness is enough to enter the furnace of a thing. Qualify to become an alchemist. Continue to view the property panel. He only had time to add 2 cultivation points to his skill. It was continuously suppressed by the river of autumn. There are still 10 points left. Qin Jeng-yun thought for a moment. Mind in motion. All 10 points have been added to skills. Very soon, a white light flashed across the panel. Skills. First level alchemist. "I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that." Qin Jeng-yun finally became a true alchemist from an apprentice. After becoming an alchemist, perception of herbs during alchemical potion refining, control of the hearth fire, there has been a significant improvement in the purification of pharmaceuticals, especially the most important step to take on: how to use spiritual energy and divine consciousness. Transform the refined essence of the medicine into a pill. Only a true alchemist can gain insight. Qin Zhenyan has worked on alchemy for many years, rich in theoretical knowledge, but previously the consciousness was insufficient. The alchemist's understanding is lacking. I haven't had the chance to practice it. I have finally reached the third level of Kai refinement, the realm of a first-tier alchemist. He can finally try to refine elixirs now. Just among the 7 mainstream techniques in this cultivation world, the alchemist is the most resource-intensive. An alchemist, one must possess sufficient cultivation and skill level. There must also be alchemy equipment, the so-called alchemy equipment, including alchemist's furnace, fire-controlling spirit fan, Dan stone used for starting the fire. Among them, the alchemy furnace goes from low to high, also divided into the bronze furnace, giant spirit furnace, Hichenglu. The bronze furnace is of the highest quality. First, most low-level alchemists, they all used bronze cauldrons. But even without donating any giant spirit array, the lowest grade bronze furnace, you also need around 100 to 200 spirit stones. The fire control spirit fan is divided into 3 grades: upper, middle, and lower. Inferior fire spirit fan, I need about 50 spirit stones to become an alchemist. This startup capital, it can stump most ordinary rogue cultivators. Qin Zhenyan recalled, in Lingdan Fang there is a house owner, an unused bronze furnace after being worn out, and a low-quality fire spirit fan. Tomorrow I can go find the manager and ask, "Can you handle it at a low price for yourself?" Dan stone is considered consumable material. 30 spiritual beads can buy a low-grade elixir stone. Go to the night market and bargain with the vendors. A spirit stone should be able to buy 4 pieces. The preparation of Qingfeng powder should be sufficient. Dan Yao is divided into 9 grades, the lowest of the low, the highest rank of the 9 grades. In the supreme pill of elixir, the lowest level is usually referred to as san, because a first-tier alchemist lacks sufficient ability. The elixir is difficult to form. It is mostly granular, so it is called san. Qingfeng san is a low-level first-grade elixir, the most common type. Meditation can help achieve a state of tranquility. It can also relieve the most common bloating toxin. The group of cultivators heading to the northern wilderness to search for treasure. Usually, some are prepared. It is also the easiest first-grade elixir to refine. Qin Zhenyan decided to refine alchemy for the first time. Just use the Qingfeng Sen to test my skills. Tomorrow I'll go to Lingdan Fang to ask if I could buy Fangli at a low price, the idle bronze furnace, and the fire-controlling spirit fan. The rest will be easy. Made up my mind. Qin Zhenyan felt much better. At this moment, he realized, in the attribute panel, my fire affinity has increased by 4 points. The ice attribute spirit root has increased by 5 points. This is an additional gain. Also, being exploited so badly, what's wrong with giving more benefits? Qin Zhenyan quietly returned to bed. Only autumn he was lying on his side. Breathe evenly. It seems like they are sleeping soundly. Doubt began to arise in his heart. My wife has a cold exterior, seems to lack common sense and social awareness. Why is there such enthusiasm in the world of couples? The most frustrating thing is, Mingming always takes the initiative every time, at the time of Zhenyan, yet still wearing that cold, icy expression. It feels so beautiful. Why are you still so enthusiastic? It is because I don't have enough time. Thinking of this, Qin Zhenyan sighed quietly. Once our alchemy career is on track, you must exercise your body well. Can't do 30 Zij anymore. Today he overworked himself, feeling a bit tired, falling asleep as soon as my head touches the pillow. At this moment, Autumn Harmony, with his back turned, silently opened my eyes. He got out of bed lightly, fair and tender souls, stepping on the ground silently, entering the kitchen, stopped momentarily at the spot where Kinjangyan had just been sitting. On her round, charming face show confusion, and he sat down cross-legged. Very quickly, a faint light flickered in the kitchen. In a moment of fiery passion, in a moment everything was white as snow, after a stick of incense. Glance sideways at Kinjangyan, with my back to him. Close your eyes. One day, early morning, Kinjangyan got up early as usual. Autumn Harmony is still asleep. He sighed helplessly. Put on your clothes. After a simple wash-up, I got ready to head out. I have already washed the wedding dress. Who to return it to? A crisp, indifferent voice came from behind. Kinjangyan turned back. Jai Jai and Kiu Jai he has already sat up from the bed. Embrace him. Quilt, the look of chaos and disorder, with a touch of laziness and cuteness. Kinjangyan pointed to the road next door. The male cultivator is named Zhang Chendao. The female cultivator is named Chen Fang. These two fellow cultivators are quite nice. If you have nothing to do, you can interact with them more often. Thought about it. Kinjangyan looked at Kiu's pure yet enchanting face, pointing directly to the neighbor on the left. The cultivator living here is not very serious. If he said something to you, you don't need to pay attention. Good. Kiu-jai nodded slightly, suddenly said, You haven't had breakfast yet, have you? There's still a lot of porridge left from last night. I'll cook for you. No, no need. I'm full. There's no time left. You eat by yourself. Kinjangyan's expression changed. Quickly open the door and slip away. After Kinjangyan leaves, Kyujit put on her clothes and walked into the kitchen, looking at the black porridge in the pot. Silence for a moment, extending her delicate, fair hand. The next moment, a chill emanated from his palm, quickly froze the black porridge in the pot into ice cubes. Next, flames erupted from that jade-like palm again. The black ice cubes in the pot quickly melted, boiling, turned into a sticky, thick liquid, restored to the second level of refinement. Kiu said to Nan Nan, hesitated for a moment, dipped the chopsticks into a bit of thick black liquid, put it to your mouth. One head, after several attempts. A face full of disbelief. The porridge I made is surprisingly terrible. He no longer paid attention to the black porridge in the pot. Turn and walk back to the window. Take down the wedding dress washed yesterday from the drying rack. There are still some small stains on it, not washed clean. But for Kyari, who was washing clothes for the first time, this is already considered acceptable. He folded the wedding dress haphazardly. Pick me up and take me outside. He turned and arrived at the door of the neighboring house. Uncle and nephew. Through the rough soundproofing barrier, Kyujai he heard a series of enchanting sounds coming from inside. He remained silent for a moment. He walked out, pale complexion, feet firmly grounded. Clearly, he has been drained by wine and lust. Seeing the harmony of autumn, his narrow triangular eyes sparkled. He asked with a cheerful smile, This fellow cultivator, are you the wife that Kin Dao you just married? Kyujai recalled Kinjangyan's words, ignored him. He opened the door and entered the room. She slammed the door shut. The sleazy man stroked his chin, eyes filled with amazement. Child's words matched the giant peach. Thin branches bear slender fruit. It's exceptional. Kinjangyan left the Jeyu alley. Arrive at Lindenfang before dawn. When entering the door, met Wang Ping and Zhu Lai. These two people looked exhausted. Puffy eyes. Clearly, I went to a brothel to listen to music again last night. Kindayu. Let's go take a nap first. When Yang Wan arrives, just say, we are cleaning in the backyard. The two were weak and exhausted. Zhao Qingqin Zhenyan clasped his hands, said a phrase, then walked towards the courtyard. A room on the left side. That was the alchemy room of Master Fang. That bronze furnace is of inferior quality. The spirit fan is placed inside. When Lin Dan Fang first opened, Fang Zhu used this bronze furnace to refine elixirs. Later, I earned some snacks. Fang Zhu then bought a low-grade gathering spirit furnace. A larger alchemy room was built next to it. The alchemy room and bronze furnace were left idle. Now it has become a great place for Wang Ping and Zhu Lai to sleep. Today, Fang Zhu went out. Only the disciple of Fang Zhu is here. It is 1 or 2 people. Last night, I finally dared to be so reckless. Don't worry, my 2 friends. If there's anything, I'll call for you. Thank you, Qin Yu. I'll invite you to Red Mansion to listen to music another day. There's no need for that. The octopus duo entered the alchemy chamber. Qin Zhenyan cleaned the courtyard alone, while considering the matters of alchemy equipment. He remembers a low-quality control fire fan used by Fang Zhu, also placed in that alchemy room. Just thinking, a man in a fine white robe from the southern Ziyu walked in. He is short and stout, walking with the wind, a pair of short legs, steadily forged ahead with an unstoppable momentum. I saw Qin Zhenyan. The short and stout monk asked with an imposing expression, "Why are you the only one here?" Wang Ping and Zhu Lai. Qin Zhenyan said, "Yang Wanshi." Wang Ping and Zhu Lai are cleaning the backyard. This short, stout man named Yang Fengshen. He is the disciple of the Fang Master, also the steward of Lingden Workshop. At the same time, he also serves as the key to the spirit fan of the Fang Master. Keys also have different statuses. The spirit fan key is from top to bottom. Dantuo key and Danlu key. The spirit fan key is responsible for assisting alchemists during their potion making. Incite the fire control spirit fan. Control the size of the flame. There are subtle requirements for the mastery of cultivation and spiritual artifacts. Quite important. Therefore, the highest status. Dandu Qi, long-term exposure to toxic drug residues. It's a life or death struggle. The reward is not less than that of the spirit fan key. Second in status, the key to the Dan furnace is the least important. Usually, I clean the Dan furnace. Lion Dan shouted encouragements from outside. Lowest status, Yang Fengshen is the disciple of the Master Fang, followed the Fang Master for many years. In Lingden Fang, one is second to none. If placed in Qin Zhengyan's past life, this is the department head. Yang Fengshen usually had a commanding presence in managing affairs, except for Fang Zhu, treating others like they are at one's beck and call, with great authority. At this moment, they heard Qin Zhenyan's response. He made a sound of acknowledgement. He asked again, "Where's old Fang?" Old Fang is at the Lingden Workshop, the one and only Dandu Qi. It is said that the daughter is in Jinyang City. There is hope to enter the outer sect of Jinyang sect. He is doing it for his daughter's future, risking their lives to earn spirit stones. Qin Zhenyan replied, "Yang Wanshi, Fang Dao was severely hurt yesterday. I took a day off today." Yang Fengshen scoffed. Fortunately, the master is not refining elixirs today. Otherwise, it will delay things. This illness is exhausting. Sooner or later he will leave. After speaking, he walked inside. Qin Zhengyun called out to him, Yang Guanxi. Yang Fengxian turned around. No, Nathan Emperor's path. What is it? King Zhenyan said, Please tell Feng Zhu. Leisure time. May I use this? The abandoned alchemy room. Yang Fengxian looked at him in surprise. What are you borrowing the alchemy room for? King Zhenyan clasped his hands and said, I have recently had some insights on alchemy. I want to practice. Yang Guanxi, if the leader allows. I can also cover some expenses. He originally planned to buy it, the second-hand bronze furnace and spirit fan at Lingden Workshop. But the expenses should not be low either. Moreover, the house I'm renting is too small. Set up the alchemy furnace in the room. It becomes difficult to return. Why not just borrow it directly? The venue and equipment of Lingden Workshop. Of course. It would be even better if I could get it for free. Alchemy. Turning to leave, Qin Zhengyun quickly stepped forward to Manager Yang. Can you help me? If it really doesn't work, I can also buy that bronze stove and spirit fan. Yang Fengxian glared at Qin Zhengyun. The yard is cleaned up. Has the elixir in the furnace changed? Didn't do anything. Are you still daydreaming here? Finish everything before noon. Otherwise, I will report to the Lord. I will take your snacks. Looking at Yang Fengxian's short and stout figure, Qin Zhengyun shook his head helplessly. It seems we can only try our luck at the night market. Sometimes Qin Zhengyun emerged from Lingden Workshop. I grabbed something to eat outside, waiting for the sky to darken. Arrived at Geifeng Street East. This is the night market in Yulin Town. Every night there are many vendors. Collect more items here. Little to 18 touch painting book. To Erpen Linden. Night markets sell everything. Of course. Is what you bought real or fake? It all depends on one's judgment and luck. Qin Zhengyun walked into the night market. On both sides of the spacious bluestone road, a densely packed array of small stalls. The air is filled with the shouts of street vendors. Ate the Hehuan Dan, the joy of crossing paths. One snack costs one. Second-hand inferior flying sword. Can fly and cut people. Show off your strength. Just 20 snacks. Supreme spirit beast. Huang Yuang. Can be big or small. Can be long or short. Essential items for single female cultivators. Qin Zhengyun walked up to the vendor selling yellow jade dragons. He asked him, Huang Deu, Mo Dao is not here tonight. This day is named Huang. Calling out to a female cultivator coming to see Huang Yulong. So-called Huang Yulong. It is a first-level spirit beast. The color is golden yellow. Looks like a good fish. If not raised properly, there is a very small chance of transforming into a spirit beauty. Originally intended as a battle spirit beast that needs to be nurtured slowly. Later, some female disciples discovered other clever uses. Became the most popular type of product in the night market. The female cultivator who came to greet us asked about home. Huang Deu then said to Qin Zhengyun, Qin Dao Yu has arrived. Mo Dao Yu has gone to deliver goods. Be back soon. He pointed to an empty stall next to him. Qin Zhengyun smiled. Then I'll keep watch for a while. Qin Zhengyun sat down. Only a few low-quality talisman papers were displayed on the stall. There are also a few teleportation talismans he used last night. The owner of this stall. She is a female talisman master. Also lives in Jeyu Alley, the room with Qin Zhengyun. It just happens to be across the alley, gazing at each other. Speaking of this female neighbor, Qin Zhengyan also admired him greatly. She is only at the second level of Kai training. A poem of talismans. No roots, no peace. During the day I make a repair, setting up the night market in the evening, returning to cultivate in the early morning, drawing talisman paper. One morning I went out again. If you work hard, you can succeed. Then Qin Zhengyan believed. She has long been a powerful figure in Yuan Ying. It's just a pity. In this world, talent, the background, is indispensable. Efforts don't even count. And this female neighbor. Only effort matters. Qin Zhengyan was quite familiar with her. I once heard the other person say, she wants to rely on her own abilities, achieving dreams, not relying on anyone. So, even though Qin Zhengyan was familiar with her, but the principle of dual cultivation, but had never considered her, because she knows Mo Deiyu would not take the Sunchang path. After waiting for a moment, a figure dressed in a plain robe, lean figure, hastily ran over. Qin Zhengyan stood up and smiled. Mo Daoliu, I've waited for you for a long time. Qin Daoliu, how did you come? A figure dressed in a plain long robe. Hurry to the stall. Seeing Qin Zhengyan, offering a smile with a face full of hand characters. This is a female monk, Gan Fen Dian. Slightly white cheeks. Lips are slightly thick. Not particularly beautiful, but long legs. Athletic build. Beneath the radiant smile. White teeth. Long hair eventually became Danmaway. Swinging and swaying as I move. Full of yin energy. The plain long robe she wore was very ordinary. Belongs to a clothing stall in the night market. It's also the cheapest kind. However, on the left shoulder of the robe, embroidered a small orchid. Let this cheap clothing added a touch of charm. It also added a touch of vitality to her smile. This is the female neighbor living opposite Qin Zhengyan. Practice the second layer. First-class apparel. Mo Xiaolan. This lady in fashion lives up to her name. Favorite orchid. Therefore on each piece of clothing, embroidered an orchid. In her words, when tired, looked down at the blooming orchids. Then I had the strength to continue working hard. At this moment, Qin Zhengyan saw that her forehead was covered in sweat. Smile and clasp hands. Mo Daoliu, you go ahead and take care of your things. I'll talk about it later. Mo Xiaolan raised her hand with her sleeve, wiped away the sweat casually, laughing and saying, just now someone requested 10 stage costumes. Let me take it over. Now it's not busy. You must have something to discuss with me. Speak. Qin Zhengyan smiled. He was quite familiar with Mo Xiaolan. No more politeness. Pull her to the side. Whispered, Mo Daoliu, you are familiar with the night market. Can I ask you something? Is there a place selling second-hand alchemical furnaces and spiritual fans? Mo then added a final comment. It would be best if it's a bit cheaper, as long as it's usable. Appearance. Quality. Don't be too particular. Mo Xiaolan looked at her carefully for a moment, asking the way. Qin Daoliu, you have broken through. Qin Zhengyan looked around, spoke in a low voice. Recently gained some insights. Just broke through to the third layer of Kai training. Advanced to a first-tier alchemist. Mo Xiaolan cupped her hands. A smile blooms like an orchid. Congratulations, Qin Deiyu. Qin Zhengyan also cupped his hands. Thank you. But you also know my situation. Even if we break through, cannot afford the Dan furnace and spirit fan. Understood. Mo Xiaolan pinched her chin. Thought about it. To Qin Zhengyan he said, Qin Daoliu, come with me. Finished speaking. Please ask the neighbor Huang Daoyu for help. Help him watch the stall. Bayan led Qin Zhengyan through the bustling crowd. Arrive at the east side of the night market. The east market area is relatively remote. People slowly started to disappear. The two of them arrived at the innermost stall. Mo Zailan pointed at a raggedly dressed person. Bu Zai Lacha, Nan Ziu sleeping in the rocking chair, whispered to Qin Zheng, "This person has the widest connections in the night market. Let me ask him." After finishing, she stepped forward with a bright smile and called out, "Zhang Daoliu, business is booming." The untidy Nan Ziu opened his eyes. "Hit he Kian, Mo Daoliu, what do you love to do? He wants to take you as a concubine." The mid-stage of Kai training has arrived again. Mo Zailan turned back to look at Qin Zhengyan. "Dui lat xuan nan ziu dao. Zhen Daoliu, I want to buy a second-hand alchemical furnace and a low-grade spirit fan. You can have connections." Dan Lu, spirit fan, this righteous friend, suddenly got up from the rocking chair, looking up and down at Qin Zhengyan. "He wants to buy." Mo Zailan smiled cheerfully. "Zheng Daoliu, it's me who bought it. Your price is quite reasonable." Mo Daoliu, also, you have good luck. Yesterday, someone was just here with me. Hung a bronze furnace and a low-quality spiritual fan. Zhang Daoliu stands up, leaned close to Mo Zailan's ear, whispered, "This person is eager to take action." Dan Lu adds spiritual fan. A total of only 40 spirit stones is needed. Mo Zailan's brother smiles. "Zhang Daoliu, don't mess with me. The items for sale here, many come from unknown origins. Buying it also carries risks. 40 spirit stones. I might as well go to Faiyuan Pavilion. Come clearly. Don't worry about future troubles." Zhang Daoliu smiled slyly. Mo Daoliu, a second-hand bronze furnace in Fukuhara Pavilion. It also requires 100 spirit stones. Why don't you go? Mo Zailan pondered for a moment, resting her chin on her hand. It seems they have finally made up their mind. All right, spend more spirit stones. It's better than getting into trouble. I'll go to Faiyuan Pavilion. After finishing, she pulled Qin Zhengyan and turned to leave. Qin Zhengyan was just about to speak. "Behind me there are already voices urging me to stay." Why are you in such a hurry, Dao friend?" "The price is negotiable." Mo Zailan winked at Qin Zhengyan. A hint of playfulness sparkled in her phoenix-like eyes. A finger gently brushed against the lips. He gestured for him to be quiet. He turned around and walked back. "Zheng Daoliu, I have things to deal with over at my stall. It's inconvenient to stay for long. Fixed price. Danlu adds spirit fan. 10 spirit stones." Qin Zhengyan nearly gasped in surprise. "Quickly lower your head and hold it in." That righteous friend, the eyes still covered in rock, widened in shock. "Mo Daoliu, you're haggling over the price. That's a bit too much. If only selling 10 spirit stones. I still have to pay the employer. You're trying to take my life." "Zheng Daoliu, my life is difficult. Gather 10 spirit stones." "It also took my life." Mo Zailan's eyebrows are drawing closer and closer. A bitter expression surged on the face filled with gloom. "Looks pitiful. Zheng Daoliu, can we consider our many years of acquaintance? Give me a way out." He was speechless as he pulled up the food stall, pointing at Mo Zailan. "Mo Daoliu, you truly are the king of bargaining at the night market. That's all. I refine the furnace and wield the spiritual fan. 20 spirit stones. It can't be any less. 13 spirit stones. 18. 14 spirit stones. 15. Dale. Mozayelan clapped her hands and laughed. He said to the depressed Lacta, "Let's eat." Zheng Daoyu. This price requires the Dan furnace and spirit fan to be undamaged. You need to let me see the goods first. I naturally know this. Waiting for the seller to find a suitable time. Bring your things here. Bring your family's pingtu to verify the chop. According to Zheng Daoyu, I am indeed a bit annoyed, glancing at Qin Zhengyan standing nearby, teasing with words. Zheng Liaoben's tacit understanding. Next time there is good news, I'll definitely come to find you. Mo Zailan also said little, pulling Qin Zhengyan away, exited the East Market. This is just the explanation. Qin Daoyu. This person may have a dark heart, but the reputation has always been good. You don't have to worry. The things he sells. Even if there is a problem, I can't find you either. Qin Zhengyan quickly said, I naturally trust Mo Dayu. If it weren't for you, how could I possibly sell it at such a low price? The Dan furnace and the spirit fan. Thank you. Deist Qin. No need to be polite. By the way, what medicinal herbs do you need for alchemy? I'll keep an eye on it for you. Mo Zailan shook her head and smiled. Still radiant sunshine. I plan to refine King Feng-san. I need a kingling grass and the poison-driving flower. Qin Zhengyan replied, These 2 medicinal herbs, in the exclusive service of the Dan Master, in the Danfu building of clothing materials. They are all for sale. However, the price is not low either. Nature is in the night market. Buy cheaper. Mo Zailan tilted her head and thought for a moment. Can I ask Deist Yuan? He should have it there. You don't have to worry about the price. Thank you very much. Qin Zhengyan joyfully expressed his gratitude. Mo Zailan smiled and waved her hand. I went back to see Danzi. If there is news from the Dan furnace, I will inform you immediately. All right. Mo Daoyu. Then I will go back too. Breaking up with Mo Zailan. Exited the night market. Returned to Jeyu Alley. As soon as I entered the door, a strange smell wafted in. If you want to describe, it is the fragrance of the stone cell flower from a past life, the smell mixed with stinky tofu. I'm bet. Jai Jian Qiu Zhai, he sat at the table, gently rising. A black plain plum blossom dress. A petite yet curvy figure. Becomes increasingly prominent. Let's eat. Qin Zhengyan took a look. Only saw the big pot for cooking by the river of autumn. Everything has been revealed. Placed on the table. The steam rises from the pot. Thick purple liquid, still bubbling and frothing. Qin Zhengyan wiped the sweat from his forehead, pointing at the mysterious sticky substance in the pot. This is... What is it? The autumn river surface spoke emotionlessly. 10 complete nourishing porridge. Can replenish insufficient energy and blood. Lack of physical strength. Complete and perfect. Nourishing porridge. Qin Zhengyan lowered his head, looking at a large pot of purple, unknown goo, feeling a bit uncertain. Asking the river of autumn, Autumn deist friend, you really like adding things to your porridge, huh? Kyuji nodded slightly, serious and genuine. I'd added deer antler, suo yang cow, seahorse, 2 sized, gold, nudenzi, cinnamon. Considered a nourishing kanji. Qin Zhengyan listened, stunned into silence. 10 types of aphrodisiac herbs. Then why? This porridge is purple. I also added half a stem of Guyuan grass. Autumn river path. Guyuan grass. It is a type of low-grade phosphorus grass. It is to refine a first-grade elixir, a medicinal herb that ignites passion. inherently possesses the ability to strengthen the foundation and nurture the essence. The effects of nourishing yin and strengthening yang combine with these top 10 aphrodisiac herbs. The effectiveness is truly terrifying. Only this flavor is indeed a bit overwhelming. Qin Zhengyan pinched his nose, testing the tunnel. Qiu Dao Liu, how about we drink together? No, I can't drink. The river of autumn shakes its head. Why? Qin Zhengyan was not convinced. Qiu Shai, he spoke earnestly. If I drink, the internal struggle of ice and fire intensifies. You can't even last 30 breaths. Qin Zhengyan's face darkened. Sighed. That's it. Just take yes. It is for a man's dignity. Qiu Zhai, he enters the kitchen, took out the large wooden ladle for serving soup, handed it to him. Qin Zhengyan took it. Scoop up a spoonful. Frowning, he took a sip. He chewed quickly a few times. Try not to taste the flavor. Swallow it quickly. Oh, the river of autumn frowned. Not good to drink. Qin Zhengyan handed him the spoon. You try. Qiu Jiv looked at him gently. Qin Zhengyan sighed helplessly. Withdraw your hand. Scooped another spoonful. Drank it in painfully. Oh, in the cramped rental room, a charming woman in a black dress. Emotionless expression. The man sitting opposite. Get in, while drinking porridge. Harmony and happiness. Half a stick of incense later, this pot of nourishing kanji finally finished more than half. Qin Zhengyan really couldn't drink any more. Qiu Ji then brought the pot back to the kitchen. This time it didn't get burnt. Qin Zhengyan has stopped vomiting. Give a thumbs up and praise. Qiu Zhai, he adjusted himself. Sit down. No one spoke. Qin Zhengyan suddenly remembered something. Curiously asked, other common medicinal herbs. This Gu Yuan grass is a magical herb. 1 spirit stone per plant. You bought it. Qiu Ji silently pointed under the bedside. Qin Zhengyan finally noticed. A blue flower pot was placed there at some unknown time. The basin is engraved with blessings. Lingai pot. Qin Zhengyan was somewhat surprised. Looking at the river of autumn, how do you have this thing? In this world of cultivation, beyond the spiritual power level, there are 7 great skills. Dan Master, Fati, Lingai Master, Genfashi, Blacksmith, Spirit Beast Master, Puppet Master. The Lingai Master can cultivate various spiritual herbs and flowers. Gao Pin Lingai Master can even cultivate a genius treasure with spiritual stones. The Lingai pot is the tool used by the Lingai Master to cultivate the grass spirit flower, just like the alchemist of the Dan furnace spirit fan. Qin Zhengyan found it strange that how could there be such an artifact in the river of autumn? Could it be that he is? I am a Lingai Master. The river of autumn sits quietly, said faintly. You are actually a Ganoderma Master. Qin Zhengyan was surprised. Hastily asked. Several rooms. In the presence of the Dan Master, there is a saying that circulates. The greatest dream of an alchemist. It means marrying 2 wives. A Ganoderma Master, a town wizard, because Master Dan consumes the most resources. One is a medicinal herb. One is the upgrade of the Dan furnace. Lingai Master can cultivate various spiritual medicines. Marry Ganoderma Master as a wife. The consumption of medicinal materials has reduced by more than half. The upgrade of the alchemy furnace is not just about the materials. More to see is the giant spirit array in the Dan furnace. The reason why the giant spirit furnace is more expensive than the lower level bronze furnace. It's because inside it is engraved with a giant spirit array that can greatly enhance alchemical efficiency, and the wife of a town sorcerer can upgrade your Dan furnace to a higher grade for free. This is something every Dan master dreams of. At this moment, hearing that the River of Autumn is actually Lingjai Master, in King Genyan's mind. Suddenly, I thought of the free medicinal herbs I had casually picked, throwing things into the Dan furnace as if they were worthless. This is truly wonderful. Just arrived at the first step. However, Kin Genyan soon heard the cold voice of the Autumn River. Kin Genyan smiled at the earth. First class isn't bad either. Hey, a first-level Ganoderma master can only be considered a novice. The number of cultivable spiritual flowers and herbs is extremely limited. It can grow the most basic spirit grass, Guyuan grass. It's already the limit. As for the kindling grass, it contains even more spiritual energy. I'm afraid it will be very difficult. Kyujai he turns to look out the window, said with an indifferent expression. It's late at night. Kim Genyan felt inexplicably tense, watching him cautiously, although he also wants to quickly improve his cultivation. But last night it was already 6 times. Today I have to take a break. Otherwise, die before being alone. He died beneath his wife's skirt. It's time to rest. The River of Autumn rises. Walk to the bedside. Take off your coat. Got into bed. He pulled up the blanket. Back to Kin Genyan. After a while, breathing becomes steady. I unexpectedly fell asleep. Kin Genyan let out a sigh of relief. It seems the continuous labor of these past 2 days. He couldn't take it any more. After all, it's my first time being a father. Kin Genyan felt a sense of relief in his heart. Put away the pots and bowls. Brought into the kitchen, looking at the half bowl of nourishing porridge left in the pot. A hint of a smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Yesterday's porridge was burned black. Today, although the flavor is still lacking, but at least it's no longer blurry. He cooks porridge. In the end, I still used the new one. Kin Genyan walked out of the kitchen. At this moment, the moonlight outside is like water. The clear liquid spills onto the ground. In the alley of Jeyu, all is silent. It's time to take a break. Kin Genyan took off his outer garment. Crawled into bed with my own hands and feet. Pull up half of the blanket. Lie on your side with a relaxed heart. Close your eyes. He can feel a slight warmth in his abdomen. It seems like the nourishing porridge is perfect. Indeed, there's some effectiveness. Rest well today. Tomorrow night, I will definitely showcase my prowess. Regaining a man's dignity. Are you asleep? A crisp sound came from behind. Kin Genyan instinctively turned over. As soon as the words fell, a weight pressed down on him. That cold sexual conspiracy. Like the pupils of a great demon in a nightmare. Like the moon over the mountains, it pressed down on him, knocking on the door. You. He shook and flapped inside the room. The moonlight outside trembles softly. After the 30 plays. Couples intimacy. 5,100. Intimacy level too low. No bonus. This time, you will earn cultivation points. 2. Kin Genyan stared unwillingly. The illusionary words before me. To the Autumn River path that has already been deeply traversed. Autumn Tao friend. Didn't you say? Do you want to rest a bit earlier? Why again? The voice of the Autumn River is indifferent. It's just a trivial matter of 30 plays. No delay in resting. What did you say? Keu Dao Liu. You. After the 30 plays. Couples intimacy. 5,100. Intimacy is too low. No bonus. This time, you have gained cultivation points. 2. Keu Dao Liu. Wait a moment. You are too heavy. This night, the moonlight is bright and clear. Gentle breeze. One day, early morning, Qin Zhengyun opened his eyes. Begin reviewing last night's harvest. And Qin Zhengyun